Hello, all you awesome people out there. Welcome and welcome back to Geek Visions, the channel that I was fucking up my intro for. I'm your host, as always, Geek Viz Hoove. We are returning with a brand new edition of News Drop, bringing you the movie news of the last 2 weeks or so. This is everything from about the start of April, end of March, a little tail end of March to early April. This is our film and news drop. If you don't know, we do news drops on all three of our big three, and we kick off the week with the movie news here today. So that's what we got going for here. So let's kind of go over what we're going to be talking about in this edition of Movie News Drops here today. So for Movie News Drops, we're going to talk about, of course, as always, we got to talk over the box office returns from this previous weekend. We got an update on the Ryan Gosling and the Daniels team up that we talked about in the last one. We got an update on Screen 8. Jonathan Majors is going through some shit again. We finally got our release window for Spaceballs 2. We got an update on the SAG-AFTRA strikes, which I didn't even know was going on. We got news of a Weapons prequel. Brad Bird shares the first look at his new animated film. An update on a sequel that I didn't even know was in the works for a late 2000s movie. Another video game adaptation movie is in the works as well. We got some news on a potential casting for Superman 2. And then some updates on the third film in the two franchises. And we close things off with the MCU's X-Men getting in full production swing. So that's everything we're going to be yapping about here on this episode of News Drop. So there's your intro. Let's go ahead and drop it to our first story as we transition here today. Box office, Super Mario movie at 17.5 million. Yumi and Tuscany falls for 3.1 million on opening day. Universal Illumination Super Mario Galaxy led the box office again in its second Friday in North American theaters, adding 17.5 million. The animated sequel is expected to gross about 68.9 domestic by Sunday, 48% drop from last weekend's numbers. Also, I forgot I should have put this in the intro. Also, we're recording all of these news drops on April 12th, Sunday. So again, if any news drops after the 12th, I'm recording this like in the morning too. So if anything happens after the 12th or late on the 12th, this night, just know I recorded all three of these videos Sunday morning. So that's why you won't, if anything happens, that's why we don't talk about it here today. But continuing on. So, Galaxy's predecessor, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, pulled in 92.3 million domestic in its second weekend. However, though that film had solid word of mouth, it had an 82 on Rotten Tomatoes, and the novelty of launching a new franchise, two things this one must go on without. Still, though, 68.9 million in weekend 2 is nothing to scoff at. Domestic earnings should reach 308 million by Sunday. I think this made like 170. North of 170 million on its opening weekend. Broke all kinds of records. So again, it ain't like it is doing bad. You know, it's just it didn't make as much as the first one did in its opening weekend. Universal also ushered in this weekend's newcomer Yumi and Tuscany, which took fourth on Friday with 3.1 million from around 3,000 theaters. The total should cap out around 8.3 million. Yumi and Tuscany follows Haley Bailey's Anna, a woman who stays in an unattended Tuscan village by posing as a real finance owner. I don't know if I feel like this is a little loud. All right, what we do? Yeah. However, her lie starts to unravel when she develops a romance with the owner's cousin, played by is it Ringe Jean Page? And then you got other cast members: Marco Calvani, Aziza Scott, Isabella Ferrari, Lorenzo D'Amore. Kat Coiro directs with the script from Ryan and Kristen Engel. By the way, I think there's like a whole thing going on with it, but I did not know this movie existed. I was literally talking to my sister literally yesterday after work, I was talking to her and she said she was trying to go see this movie. I've never heard of this movie until yesterday, before I recorded this. Didn't hear it till yesterday. She said she was interested in going to go see it because apparently there's a lot going on it because it's a rom-com, but it stars, as you can see, two black actors in the lead roles, which is not too common for rom-coms, especially rom-coms that make money. So there's a whole thing of like, you know, if this succeeds, we could see a lot more projects like this, which I'm all for. Like I said, I didn't hear about it until yesterday, so hopefully it does well. Opens 4th, open the top 5, so that's pretty damn good. Especially when you got heavy hitters in the week 2. Because in second place went to Project Hail Mary. It earned about another little under $7 million. The sci-fi epic is expected to gross $26 million by Sunday, falling only 18%. That's pretty goddamn good. After 4 weekends of release, the film is expected to I didn't even know this should have been it's been a month since it's been in theaters, and it's only had an 18% fall off. That's crazy. 258 million North American box office. I gotta remember this. I'm gonna have to add this to the best of my best of list, because again, I did not expect this movie to be doing this damn well. Third place with the A24's The Drama. It made about a little under $3 million domestic in its second Friday. The film opened strong last weekend with $14 million. It's projected to add another $9 million by Sunday. The stars Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. They star in Christoph Berligi's rug pull rom-com. Follows a soon-to-be married couple whose relationship implodes after a shocking revelation. And then finally, rounding out the top 5, we have Disney Pixar's Hopper. It grossed about another $1 million on Friday. Should chomp down $4 million by Sunday. The 4 weeks of release, the animated adventure is projected to have earned $157 million in North American theaters. So it's very interesting to see a lot of these movies having just continued success. Not a substantial drop-off with like Hoppers and Project Hail Mary. Mario still is number 1 in its second weekend. Yeah, also, I don't think there's too much competition anytime soon, really. What is it, April? Yeah, probably not till like May, until I expect more big blockbusters to drop for the summer movie season. So they should all be pretty damn well. So yeah, pretty damn good weekend. Very interesting top 5. You got an animated kids movie. You have a sci-fi epic, two rom-coms in the top 5 with The Drama and You, Me, and Tuscany, and then another animated kids movie in 5th place. So that's a very, very interesting top 5. Very interesting counter programming top 5 for this weekend. So that's really interesting. So look, it's a little something for everybody, damn near, in the movies play right now. So yeah, it's pretty damn cool. All right, so speaking of Ryan Gosling, we got an update on the last news drop. We reported that Ryan Gosling was in early talks to star in the Daniels' next movie. If you don't know, the Daniels are the directing duo who did Everything Everywhere All at Once. Probably one of my favorite movies of like the past 10 years. Yeah, they won an Oscar for it. That's their big debut movie. They won an Oscar for it, but a ton of awards. It's a really damn great movie. So now they're moving on to their second project. They had Ryan Gosling, but unfortunately, it seems that Ryan Gosling has exited from the movie. Ryan Gosling had been set to lead the Daniels' new sci-fi movie, the duo's first since their Oscar-winning smash Everything Everywhere All at Once. Gosling has exited the busy blockbuster project. Neither Daniels, Kwan, or Schneert or Gosling himself have commented on the actor's sudden departure. Variety, though, cites a scheduling conflict as the cause for the exit, with RG only having just finished up on an extensive press tour for whatchamacallit, the movie we just talked about, Project Hail Mary. And now he's about to start the Star Wars thing, right? Yeah, and also now just over a year off from the release of the Star Wars Starfighter. It's hard to imagine a scenario where the 3-time Oscar nominee's schedule could become a little conflicted. Even so, the production on the Daniels' ambitious-sounding EEAAO due to get underway. Yeah. So they describe their new movie as a fun sci-fi action comedy with a big heart that's very existential. It remains locked for a November 19th, 2027 release as of right now. But we don't really know too much about the movie. We don't know who Ryan Gosling was supposed to play. But it seems like they now have to go out and search for a new leading man for their movie. So there you go. But yeah, again, it makes sense. Like I said, he just finished off the press tour for Project Hail Mary. I think Starfighter is still shooting too. So he's got that. Then when that finishes soon, he's gonna have to do the press tour for that. Yeah, he's a busy man. All right, next up though, Zach Shields set to pen a Weapons prequel screenplay alongside Zach Krieger. If you don't know, Zach Krieger was the director of Weapons. He also did Barbarian. Two horror movies that I enjoyed very much. For not being a big horror enthusiast, I enjoyed both of those movies a lot. All right, Krieger and Shields will write the screenplay for the upcoming prequel to the critically acclaimed horror movie Weapons. New Line and WB project currently has a working title of Gladys. Krieger and Vertigo's Roy Lee and Miri Yoon are returning to produce. And then this is what he was rep by. Weapons ended up grossing over $270 million worldwide. Amy Madigan, who portrayed the main antagonist, Gladys, even walked away with the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress this year. She also won a SAG award for her role as the mysterious relative of Alex. She also won a SAG award for it too. This is a woman who knows what she has to do, and she does it, Madigan said of her character in an interview with Deadline before her Oscar win. Now, granted, some of her methods might be a little unusual. I hate this. Like, I'm be fine all day, and then the moment I fucking start recording something, all of a sudden my fucking nose will act like it's been stuffy, and it's fucking annoying as shit. So this is her talking about it. Zach Shields most recently worked on Godzilla Kong New Empire for Warner Brothers and Legendary. He also co-wrote Godzilla vs. Kong. So he's been doing a lot of fucking he's been working on a lot of the King Kong Godzilla movies as of late. He did write Krampus too. I really liked Krampus. I like Krampus too. Krampus was good. In TV, he most recently co-executive produced Lady in the Lake for Apple, which stars Natalie Portman. And a consultant on Monarch Legacy of Monsters for Apple. Also makes sense if he's been writing all those movies. So yeah, there you go. Also, Zach Krieger is also doing the Resident Evil movie that's coming out in September of this year. So there you go. So we're gonna get a Gladys. We're getting a Gladys prequel to Weapons coming up pretty soon. So there you go. Like I said, I really did like Weapons. I enjoyed her too. But Weapons is pretty good. Zach Krieger is on a bit of a roll. So we'll have to see how this if he can continue with this Resident Evil movie that's supposed to be dropping this fall. Next up, Spaceballs sequel set to spring 2027 release. Josh Greenbaum's Amazon MGM movie that revives the property. Nigga, we know. Amazon MGM's feature follow-up to the 1987 original classic is set for a wide theatrical release on April 23rd, 2027. So we are just over a year before this drops. Mel Brooks, Rick Moranis, Daphne Zinga, Bill Pullman, and George Reiner reprised all of their roles from the first one, while newcomers to the class include Josh Gad, Keke Palmer, Lewis Pullman, and Anthony Carrigan. Josh Greenbaum is helming the comedy from a script by Gad, Benji Samit, and Dan Hernandez. Producing are Brian Grazer, Ron Howard, and Jeb Brody for Image Entertainment, alongside Gad, Brooks, Greenbaum, and Kevin Slater. Plot details for the official title for the Star Wars spinoff have not yet been shared. So if you don't know, the original film originally released in '87, a decade after the sci-fi classic Star Wars debuted to become a cultural-defining smash. Spaceballs star Pullman, Moranis, Zinga, Weiner, and John Candy, as well as a voice role for Joan Rivers as C-3PO parody. Brooks helmed the first film and earned $38.1 million at the box office before it became a cult favorite. During summer of 2024, Gad teased the sequel in an Instagram post. Quote, just handed in a film script that I think may be the funniest and best thing I've ever worked on, and I am so freaking excited, he captioned at the time of the post. He added that working with Salmon and Hernandez has been heaven on earth and many other planets as well. Love you, boys. So Gad's kind of so Josh Gad has really kind of been the spearheader for this thing. And yeah, they first announced it. They did you can't see. Fucking THR is fucking dumb when it comes to having my VPN on. But they spoofed the image of the actually, I can bring it up. Let's see. What the Star Wars episode? It's 9, right? No. 7. What's that table read photo? Is that what it was? Yeah, so this was the Star Wars Force Awakens little photo that they shared when they announced the movie. The little table read that had the whole cast there reading the script. It was all in black and white. They had everybody there. They spoofed that. They spoofed that and pretty much just did the exact same thing, but for theirs, which I thought was pretty damn funny. So yeah, there you go. So we got this coming, like I said, a little over a year before this drops. So there you go. I'm excited to see it. I don't know what it seemed like. Spoof movies might be making a comeback. Naked Gun actually did really damn good when it came out. We're gonna have to see how Scary Movie does when it drops later this year. And if that does well and this does well, hey, spoof movies may be back. All right, we got a bit of an update as SAG-AFTRA to resume talks with the studios in April thanks to an early WGA deal. Like I said, I didn't even know this was still going on. SAG-AFTRA will resume its negotiations with the major studios on April 27th. That's just a couple weeks from now. Thanks to an early agreement with the Writers Guild. The Performers Union broke off talks with the AMPTP on March 15th. The two sides have been at the table for 5 weeks at that point and expected to resume bargaining in June after the AMPTP talk with the WGA and the DGA. It's a lot of damn acronyms here. But when the WGA reached a tentative deal on Saturday, nearly a month before its contract was set to expire, it created an unexpected opening in the AMPTP's calendar. Okay, so that's why they opened the talks back up. So SAG-AFTRA and the AMPTP resumed formal negotiations Monday, April 27th, and will remain under a mutually agreed upon media blackout, the union and the studio group say in a joint statement. So don't expect to see a lot of interviews and shit around this time or any news coming out of it. So probably a lot of actors aren't going to be doing no press tours. Probably not gonna be appearing in a lot of talk shows and shit. And if they are, which probably would make sense because this shit is scheduled out months ahead, they're not really gonna be able to talk about any potential projects that they're gonna be working on because of the talks. So they're trying to wrap up an agreement before the DGA comes in to talk by May 11th. The primary issues remain to be resolved with the SAG-AFTRA have to do with AI and streaming residuals. Yeah, I remember that. That was like the big point of the strikes. The WGA announced a deal on Saturday, telling members that its agreements put the union's health plan on a substantial path. Health plan had suffered $200 million in cumulative defects over the past 4 years due to a decline in employment and steady increase in health costs. All right, so they're gonna talk again in a couple weeks. Even still, they do explicitly say that the Writers Guild has reached a tentative deal. So they might have to go back to the table as well. So these talks might still be going on for quite some time. Will it lead to another strike? It only remains to be seen. But just know, if we do get another strike by the summer, just know where you heard it here. That the deals, if the deals break down, just know it started here. All right, next up, Jonathan Majors fell through a window on Daily Wire action flick, leading crew to walk off set. Producers say they don't negotiate with communists. Just over a week after several crew members walked off the South Carolina set of Majors' upcoming untitled action film from the Daily Wire. Is that one movie that I didn't read the story? Because I fucking just ignored the headline. It's just some movie that was like they're making some kind of action movie, and it's supposed to be like less woke or some shit. Let's see. From the Daily Wire and Dallas Sona's Bonfire Legend, more details. Okay, as we previously reported, the IAT, what does that mean? So called a strike against the production on March 26th over a series of labor issues. We understand that initially the union attempted to sign a contract with the production in order to secure payments into a union's health and pension funds. However, things got more serious as the safety concerns grew over the past 5 weeks. Producers have not denied any of the below allegations, but when reached by a deadline, they said they don't negotiate with communists. Okay. Deadline spoke with 7 crew members who have since stopped work on the production, who said the strike effort gained steam at the top of last week when Majors and co-star JC Kilcone? I don't know. Accidentally tumbled out of a window while filming a scene. The incident was captured on video obtained by Deadline, which is embedded below. Multiple sources confirmed to Deadline that the accident occurred after the window was replaced with an unsecured sheet of tempered glass to be purposefully shattered in a later stunt that did not involve the actors. Since the tempered glass was not only sitting loosely in the window, both actors and a sheet of glass fell about 6 feet to the ground. Ooh. Kilcone required stitches all over his hands after the incident. Sources with knowledge of the incident say one crew member who says they arrived on set after to help reset the scenes told Deadline on the condition of anonymity. Quote, when I got there, nobody mentioned anything about people falling out the window. It seemed weird to me. Reps have not returned to statement. Let's see, is the video on here? Yeah, I don't see the video. Let's see if I can find the video. I just know my shit's on caps locks.
Springfield politicians made a bad policy, secretly tucked into the butt.
And camera set.
After being found guilty,
nigga, I just want to see the fucking video.
No! Oh. Yeah, so the glass gave.
Oh. Yeah, that was like, they knew they fucked up. Oh. They said they fell 6 feet, nigga. That's like a second floor drop. Let's see. Members of the cruiser, they also raised concerns about special effects supervisor Chris Bailey, who previously pled guilty to illegal possession of explosives on the movie set. Nigga, what the fuck? Is this true? Is this that movie that was talking about that would be like more woke? I mean, less woke. Action film from the Daily Wire. The story is said to be in the vein of the 80s, 90s action movies, Red Down to Toy Soldiers. Ben Shapiro and Dallas Soner are producing. Yeah, is this that same movie? Hold on, I'm gonna find it now. I gotta see if I can find it now. Less woke movie. Is this the movie? Oh, was it a Snow White thing? Is that what it is? Well, it seemed like that's like their whole fucking thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was. Like I said, I didn't read into it because I just ignored the fucking headline. But if that's what this movie is, I'm already like, but yeah, this is supposed to be his comeback. Ain't going too well. Already some controversy around it. The fucking dude brought fucking actual explosive to a movie set. What the fuck is wrong with you? By the time the crew went on strike late last week, more than 60% had signed union cards affirming that they wanted a collective bargaining agreement via the IATSC. However, the film's producer had made it quite clear that they have no intention of doing so. The whole thing, we don't negotiate with communists, I'm guessing. In response to Deadline, Sommer said, quote, the entire industry is in free fall due to strikes, and now that their members are out of work, they're trying to sabotage the few people who are still producing. We don't negotiate with communists. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. How dare they? So these motherfuckers out here trying to union bust motherfuckers. How dare they try to form a union After how dare they try to increase their working conditions? That's after his statement Thursday when he first reported the news of the IATSE's efforts, in which he said he and his fellow producers were, quote, too busy being badasses, blowing shit up, flying helicopters, and killing movie terrorists to concern ourselves with 4 assholes with signs on the sidewalks and their illegitimate strike. Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, fuck this nigga. I don't know, the fucking Sonier, I don't know what they is. Yeah, I don't know, fuck him though. This is the quote from a fucking 14-year-old who won't watch nothing but Marvel movies and fucking the Fast and Furious movies. Yeah, so then no, there's no strike. They filled the wall. They seem to be okay, but now the crew's on strike, so now we don't know where they're at this movie. If this movie gets canned, that wouldn't be too bad. Which makes me believe that fucking thing I read this is that movie where they tried to make a less folk action movie, and this nigga signed on for it. But all right, whatever. To each your own. Moving on. Scream 8 in the works with Poker Face writers Lila and Nora Zuckerman. Scream 7 set a new record for the franchise, earning $220 million worldwide. Scream 8, goddamn fucking THR. I might have to fucking cut this site off of my news sources because this shit is fucking annoying. God, you fucking bitch. I can't do it because it's fucking link. Scream 8 is in development at Spyglass, so get ready for another Ghostface or more. Lila and Nora Zuckerman, better known as the Zuckerman sisters, are set to write the 8th installment after a long-standing slasher franchise created by Kevin Williamson. The Zuckerman sisters previously served as showrunners for season 1 of Poker Face, starring Natasha Lyonne. They also worked as writers and executive producers on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Suits, Fringe, and Prodigal Son. The development follows the success of Scream 7, which released earlier this year, February 27th, became the highest grossing film in the franchise, earning more than $200 million. Scream 7 marked the return of Williamson, who stepped into the director's chair. The film also saw the return of Neve Campbell, who did not appear in Scream 6 due to salary disputes, and her teenage daughter Tatum, played by Isabel May, who was targeted by Ghostface. The screenplay was co-written by Williamson and Guy Busick. Earlier this month, Williamson made headlines saying he likely won't direct Scream 8. For the next Scream, I'll probably step back and just be a part of the family again. That nigga was like, that shit was a lot. I don't want to do it. The nigga said, hey, directing that shit was a lot. It was cool that it happened. It wasn't my favorite thing, though. I'd rather just chill in the background. I want all that responsibility. Shortly after the film premiered, Anna Camp, who appeared in Scream 7, told THR she heard chatter about another installment. When asked, she said, quote, just rumors. I haven't heard from anyone specifically that I worked with, like Kevin or Nev, but I've heard the rumors going around that there's a Scream 8. Additional members included Courtney Cox, Matthew Lillard, Mason Gooding, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Joe McHale, McKenna Grace, Isabella May, Michelle Rudolph, Ethan Embry, Mark Consuelos. There's a lot of motherfuckers. There's a lot of people in this movie. So there you go. So we got a Scream 8. These writers are coming back. They got to find a new director though, because he said he ain't doing that shit again. So just know, to nobody's surprise, after as much money, it did make a lot of money. It broke the franchise record for money, but I do think it had less. The score, the critics kind of enjoyed it less than the last couple movies. Yeah, and then there was also Neve Campbell's her salary dispute for 6. Somebody also got kicked off, didn't they? Somebody got kicked off this movie. I can spell, I swear. Was it Scream 7? Yeah, Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, they both left. So these movies have had a little bit of controversy involved with them as of late, despite how successful they're doing. And there has been a little shit. There has been some shit going on. So, there you go. All right, but that's it for Scream 8. Now we move on. Brad Bird's Ray Gunn adds Sam Rockwell and Scarlett Johansson and Tom Watts to voice cast and shares the first look at the film. Netflix's Skydance announced today that Ray Gunn, their animated feature from 2-time Academy Award winner Brad Bird, who's known for The Incredibles and Ratatouille, will feature the voices of Sam Rockwell, Scarlett Johansson, and Tom Watts. The streamer also unveiled the first look stills, which you can view above and below. So here's one here. Looks like two men standing in an office building, top of screen, looking at it. It was probably a billboard being reflected in the window or screen. A longtime passion project for Bird, Ray Gunn, is set in Metropia, a gigantic city in an alternate future as seen from the 1939. I was going to say it looks for their wardrobe and just the kind of light design I can see through this window in this image. It does look like it was a period piece. Where Private Eye Raymond Gunn, who's Rockwell, is drawn into a case involving aliens, murder, and multimedia star named Venus Nova, who's voiced by Johansson. Quote, Ray Gunn has been in my mind for over 30 years, Bird said in a director's statement. The film is a blend of sci-fi and classic detective movies from the 40s. It's Maltese Falcon meets Buck Rogers. I've been a fan of both of those sort of genres, and blending them together seemed fun. And it chance to play with a lot of very different cinematic elements and extreme characters. Bird added, quote, there's a big chunk of people who don't watch animation. That's a group I'm anxious to persuade because it's an amazing art form and that is way too limited in people's minds. Animation is a medium is too interesting to limit to what kind of stories can be told. Yeah, it's true. Y'all remember that time at the was it at the Oscars or the Academy Awards? Where they were doing the award for best animated feature, and damn, I'm trying to think. There was a little something about it. They had like 3 actors come out. I think were they the voice of Disney princesses or shit, or were they I don't remember. But it was a whole thing where they kind of got on stage and they went off script. They tried to change the narrative because they tried to make the presentation for the animated feature too kiddie and tried to make it seem like only kids watch animated movies. And they was like, no, animation is an art form that is for all ages and all groups. I'm gonna have to look that up. Let me see. Was that the Oscars? Let me see. Oscars animation controversy. Was that a thing? Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a general thing. It's not what I'm thinking of. I can't remember what awards it was. Coming off the box office success with Jurassic World Rebirth, with roles in the new Exorcist and more, Johansson said to be joining the project, quote, having the opportunity to collaborate with Brad Bird is a career milestone for me. I have loved his work my entire life. This project is so uniquely special because it is a total realization of where Brad is currently on his artistic journey. Can't wait for the audience to see this extraordinary animation that looks nothing like anything else out there. Ray Gunn has a script written by Matthew Robbins based on his own original story. John Lasseter, Brad Bird, Lisa Berman, David Ellison, and Dana Goldberg produced the pick for Skydance. It's slated to release sometime this year. And who are the two stills for it? Yeah, well, it already looks very clean animation. Like I said, it looks like it's a period piece. Cool. I love The Incredibles. The Incredibles is probably like my favorite Disney Pixar thing, so I like Brad Bird. So I'm looking forward to it. It's coming out, it's a Netflix thing, so it's gonna be coming out on Netflix. Might have a theatrical run, but we'll have to see. But yeah, so there is Ray Gunn. Up next, to my surprise, a Lord of War sequel with Nicolas Cage returning and Bill Skarsgård gets a 2027 release date via Vertical. Vertical has acquired the U.S. rights to writer-director Andrew Nichols' Lord of War. Lords of War, the sequel to the 2005 crime thriller Lord of War, has been picked up by Vertical for the U.S. with the planned 2027 theatrical release. Nicole, I don't know, wrote and directed the film that will see Nicolas Cage reprise his role as arms dealer Yuri Orlov. In the follow-up, Orlov finds out he has a son, Anton, played by Bill Skarsgård, who's building a mercenary army with that will rival his father, setting up a father-son rivalry, all against the backdrop of America's war in the Middle East. Which one? Vendome Pictures produces and finances the movie. It also stars Laura Harrier, Sylvia Hoeks, Greg Tarzan Davis. It recently wrapped production in Morocco. Oh shit. Vertical is set to screen footage at CinemaCon for exhibitors. Felipe and Fabrici, I don't know, who produced the original movies, produced Lords of War as well. Nicole also produced along with Cage for Saturn, and this is a bunch of producer talk. Quote, as a storyteller, I always felt there was so much more to explore with the Merchant of Death that is Nicolas Cage's charming devil, Yuri Orlov. This latest chapter gave me the chance to introduce his ultimate rival, his illegitimate son, Anton. Illegitimate in every sense of the word, played by the equally roguish Bill Skarsgård. Set against the largely unseen world of mercenaries, the film quickly reveals that Anton isn't out to right his father's wrongs, he's out to top them, says Nicole. So if y'all ever seen Lord of War, know there is a sequel coming, which, like I said, I'm shocked, did not know this was a thing, and did not know we'd ever see a sequel. If I remember, it was so long ago, I was pretty young. If I remember correctly, Lord of War was a decent little movie. Like, I've never seen a lot of ill will talked about it, but I've never, like, heard a bunch of, like, fucking amazing praise come from it either. So, you know, it's whatever. All right, next up, our fucking last THR article here. Superman sequel testing. Adriana, Ava Dominici, and Sydney Shalander, and Grace Van Petten. Like Lois Lane, the Hollywood Reporter has the scoop that the finalists to play Maxima in the sequel. James Gunn is getting closer to finding his Maxima for Man of Tomorrow. All the names I just listed, I ain't finna say them again, are the 4 finalists for the role, sources tell the Hollywood Reporter. The actors tested this week at Atlanta, where Gunn is in prep for his Superman sequel. I believe he also, Gunn just also shared a picture too. It's very reminiscent of the first image we saw in the movie. Okay, it's like this, but he just shared a new one. Yeah, here it is. This is the one he just shared. So very similar to the first one he shared for the first Superman movie, all those 2-3 years ago. Might have been 3 at this point. So yeah, he shared another photo there. So I wanted to show that. DC declined to comment. Earlier in the day, Gunn took to social media to rebuke an item from Deadline floating names that had allegedly tested for the role. Writer Roger Stern and artist George Perez introduced Maxima in the page of Action Comics number 645 in 1989. She's an alien queen who has been both an antagonist and potential love interest for Superman. Cohen Sweet is back as Superman for Man of Tomorrow. It will feature him teaming up with Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, take on the sheer threat of Brainiac, who we talked about was announced to be played by Lars Eidinger. Lantern star Aaron Pierre will appear in the movie, as well as Superman cast members Rachel Brosnahan, Skylar Gisondo, Sarah Sampaio, Isabella Merced. What the fuck? I was so confused. I'm like, what the hell? They got Guy Gardner listed as the. They got Guy Gardner listed as like his real name, but they're Nathan Fillion in the character name. That's funny. Nathan Fillion and Edie Gathegi. There we go. Gunn wrote scheduled to release on July 9th, 2027. Coming off the heels of Superman. Adriana is known for her work in the critically acclaimed Star Wars series Andor and Glenn Powell star Hitman. She also has a role in the Gunn-produced The Bellico Experiment. De Dominici was among the cast of the Fox drama The Cleaning Lady and has a role in Amazon Studios' Balls Up, out this month. Chandler broke out as a lead in FX's Alien Earth, which has its second season on the way, and Grace Van Petten starred as Amanda Knox in Hulu's Twisted Tale of Amanda Knox, and Let the Streamers Tell Me Lies. So there you go. If you've heard those names before, if you've seen it before, let me know. I'm very unfamiliar with all 4 of these names, but hey, there we go. I'm also unfamiliar with Maxima too. Like, a lot of my DC knowledge is all Batman, because I've been for the obvious thing, if I've been exposed to a lot of Batman over my life. There's a shit ton of Batman over the years, so I'm very unfamiliar with the rogues gallery for a lot of heroes, especially fucking Superman. Like if they like Lex Luthor, Doomsday, and Brainiac, I don't really fucking know. But there you go. Okay, fight, telepathy, super strength, durability, flight, telekinesis, teleportation, the energy manipulation. All right, so she's just a big strong woman, big strong girl. All right. So next up, Metal Gear Solid movie is in the works at Sony from the Final Destination Bloodlines duo. Now, is this the same guys who are doing the Are they doing something else right now? If it's the same dudes, I could be wrong. They're doing something else right now, aren't they? Just in case it was irradiated. Now, video game adaptations are the new comic book movies. Okay, Jordan King, of course, it's Jordan King. Jordan King, you might have like one of the best, one of the better quotes I've seen you written in your articles here. Because video game adaptations are fucking just the fucking new hot thing right now. Another ones are away. This evening, THR reported that Sony Columbia Pictures is gearing up to bring Hideo Kojima's stealth combat franchise Metal Gear Solid to the big screen. What's more, the studios also found the hottest directorial duo to make it happen: Destination Bloodlines duo Zach Lipovsky and Adam D. Stein. I gotta think of this other project I'm thinking of. So the stock rose following the commercial success of last year's Final Destination reboot, Bloodlines. 7, as you may expect, is on the way. So they stepped up the duo in a sweeping and expansive first look deal. We will see the pair of wildly fun commercial character-driven genre-bending films for the studio under their own Wonderlab banner. Metal Gear Solid was nothing short of a groundbreaking cinematic experience that forever revolutionized video games, said Lipovsky and Stein in a joint statement accompanying today's announcement. We are thrilled and honored to bring Hideo Kojima's iconic characters and unforgettable world to life. So if you don't know, the Metal Gear series, named after the super weapons that Special Forces operatives Snake, currently tasked with finding, is renowned for not only creating the blueprint for stealth games and expanding the gaming world's understanding of what the medium could be, but also for its inherently cinematic nature. The last game was The Phantom Pain, had almost 4 hours of Kojima-crafted cutscenes, while the one before, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriot, had 8 hours of them. Let me see if I'm thinking of this shit right. I swear they just got announced for something else a while ago. That's 3. What the? And also, I can't even think of the movie I'm thinking of either. I feel like I'm. Was it Venom? Is that what it was? That animated Venom movie? I think that's what it was. They're doing that animated Venom movie. So like I know I've seen that they are attached to something else pretty damn big. So hey, these guys is popping the fuck off. Final Destination Bloodlines worked out really well. Now they got 2 big franchises that they're heading up. The Venom animated movie and now a Metal Gear Solid adaptation. Hey, big ups to them though. I did hear that Bloodlines was really fucking good. I have to check it out. Alright, up next, Extraction 3 is set at Netflix with Chris Hemsworth and Idris Elba returning. Thor and Heimdall reunite. Netflix has greenlit a 3rd installment for the action series with Sam Hargrave returning to direct and David Whale on board to write the screenplay. Story is based on the graphic novel Kuadad by Andy Parks. Production is set to start over the summer, according to Dale Line, which broke the news. Netflix is concealing the log line for Extraction 3. In the first film, Hemsworth puts himself through the ringer as former Black Ops mercenary Tyler Rake, who embarks on a mission to save a drug lord's kidnapped son. Things go awry when he's double-crossed. Hemsworth's character seemingly died at the end, but the movie became very popular on Netflix when it debuted in the spring of 2020, so the streamer revived him for another round. The sequel picks up as Tyler Rake, back from the brink of death. He gets hired to rescue a ruthless gangster. Nigga almost dies, heals him up just to get thrown right back into another damn fire. It's safe to assume the threequel will see Tyler Rake in another precarious situation as he tries to liberate the kin of some dangerous man. Golfstein Farahani is also returning. Bunch of producers attached to it. There you go. Bunch of production shit. So there you go. Extraction 3, another Netflix action movie. It's getting a third one. So there you go. Speaking of third ones, Ride Along 3 is in early works with Ice Cube, Kevin Hart, director Tim Story, and producer Will Packer in talks to return. We are hearing that Ride Along 3 is in early development at Universal. The news comes at a time when Uni has closed the deal with scribe Daniel Gold to pen the screenplay. While Cube, Hart, Story, and Packer always wanted to do a third movie, they were often not in unison on ideas and have floated. What the fuck? They were often not in unison on ideas that have been floated over the years. Gold's pitch, which is under wraps, got the foursome excited and on the same page. No doubt the big screen requires more comedies, and as the revived Bad Boys prequel and fourth will have proved, beloved franchise action comedies are particularly solid box office bets. Nostalgia will no doubt be in the prequel's favorite, and I would say nostalgia, it's still a fairly new franchise, I feel. It's been 10 years since Ride Along 2, I guess. The first Ride Along came out in 2014. Okay, I guess it has been fucking, what's been over, I was gonna say 20, but that ain't right. Yeah, it's only like, I feel like when you say nostalgia, you're talking about something that's like a whole like generation ago. But whatever. The first Ride Along came out in 2014. It was an immediate MLK weekend hit. Debuted at about 48.6 million over 4 days. 134 million in the US, more than 154 million worldwide. Ride Along 2 about to 41 million over the 4 days and found it at a 91.2 domestic and 124.6 global. All in, the franchise has about a 279 million worldwide. If you don't know, in Ride Along, security guard Ben Barker, I think that's how it says art instead of heart. Ben Barber must prove himself to his girlfriend's brother, top police officer James Payton, played by Cube. In doing so, Ben rides along with James on a 24-hour patrol of Atlanta. In part 2, the duo head to Miami to take on a drug dealer who was supplying drugs to Atlanta. So in this segment, you can probably guess that it's going to have something to do with something else going on in Atlanta. In addition, Packer also is in early talks to return as producers, according to the sources, are Cube under his Cube Vision, which is run by his manager, Jeff. I ain't even fit to say that name. And then, you know, a bunch of producer talk, which we don't really give a damn about. This weekend, Packer has the, he did that. He produced that too. Okay. We just talked about that. So, hey, Ride Along 3 is in production. So we'll see if it ever happens, if it gets greenlit, and if we move forward. All right, and for our last story, we got a duo page here. Because if y'all missed it, it has basically been announced and confirmed that the MCU's X-Men is now starting to gear up for early production. Granted, like I said, it's still very, very early. But we are now getting reports that there are some major steps moving forward for this movie. Before we get to these stories, I ain't gonna lie. We'll talk about it all after. So, I'll start with this, as we seem to have our creative team in Lux. As the X-Men MCU movie tasked Beef creator and Bear co-showrunner to draft the latest screenplay. This is written by John King, so I gotta carve through the bullshit here. Nigga, can we get to it? Courtesy of Collider, we have fresh news about 100% confirmed actual mutant projects, Jake Schreier's solo X-Men movie. Remember, Jake Schreier is the guy who directed Thunderbolts. Speaking to Collider ahead of Beef Season 2, April 16th release, Schreier, who directs on the show, gave an update on his inbound MCU X-Men reboot, confirming that Beef creator Lee Sung-jin and series scribe / The Bear co-showrunner Joanna Callow have come aboard to help write the latest draft of the movie script. Quote, we're still developing, teased Schreier on his X-Men, praising Sung-jin and Cloud's contributions to Beef in his first MCU team-up movie, Thunderbolts, before sharing how. So they worked on so they touched up Thunderbolts too. Which gives me supreme confidence, because as I said, Thunderbolts is probably the best Marvel movie to come out of this phase. Anything they've done post Endgame, it's up there. before sharing how they, quote, they have come in and are working on a draft right now, which is really exciting to be able to put that group of people together again. And also, not just Thunderbolts, but the Bear and Beef, two massively critically acclaimed series as well. As anyone who's seen Beef and the Bear and Thunderbolts would know, both Sung Jin and Callow are no strangers to headlining stories on an intimate, interpersonal level, dealing with characters who hold vastly differing moralities and worldviews. As Schreier explains, that's the secret sauce he's after for this X-Men's long-awaited entry into the MCU. He talking all the right shit right now. Quote, when you go back and read X-Men comics, there's ideology, but there's also interpersonal drama, almost of a soap opera quality, said the director. Having writers who understand both how to drive ideology from personal stakes, if we get that right, that's what will feel most honest to what the X-Men can be. Having already teased his very exciting X-Men movie to Empire last summer, it looks like Schreier is locking in and bringing together the best of the best to help guide his next MCU blockbuster. If the team in front of the camera is as talented as the team working behind it, then the new age of mutants will be glorious, golden one indeed. Until we hear more Schreier's plans, there's still X-Men 97 Season 2 coming this summer. So there you have it. So the writers and the co-showrunner of Beef and The Bear are touching up the newest X-Men screenplay, coming from the guy who directed a few episodes of Beef and directed the Thunderbolts. Apparently, they also worked on Thunderbolts together too, so they have that working experience already. So again, this is to me this is all good news. This is all green light so far. You know, we ain't worried about nothing too much right now. So there you have it. And then on the next story, we also are now getting early casting rumors. Then this is rumors, take it with a grain of salt, but we are getting early rumor news here as well. Marvel's X-Men movie to house two more casting rumors making the rounds. According to the N. Schneider, oh lord, Odessa Zion is reportedly being eyed for Rogue, while Peter Claffey is being said to be in the mix for Beast. Nothing has been confirmed by Marvel Studios, so for now, this stays in the rumor category. The rumor follows the recent update from director Jake Schreier, who revealed that, we just talked about that, which makes it clear this movie is still in deep development. If this rumor is legit, Odessa Zion will be in line for one of the most popular X-Men characters. Rogue has always been a major fan favorite thanks to her powers, attitude, and her long-time connection to Gambit. Zion is known for Hellraiser, Sitting in Bars with Cake, and Grand Army, and she fits the younger age range that has been tied to Marvel's apparent plans for the reboot. I mentioned, if you haven't watched it, I watched Marty Supreme, and I did say she was like one of like the standouts in that movie for me. So I'm kind of digging it. Next up, we have Peter Claffey being linked to Beast is an interesting pick. Claffey is best known for landing the role of Duck on HBO's A Night of Seven Kingdoms. I have heard good things, but like I said, I'm not interested in prequel stuff. And he has the size of presence that can make sense for Hank McCoy. Beast is one of the X-Men core characters, so if Marvel is really looking at Claffey, that could be a sign the studio is starting to zero in on the main lineup. As with Rogue, though, this is only a report and not an official casting. So yeah, there you have it. So again, like I said, this is very early. Things are finally starting to take shape. We're getting casting rumors, which also means we might be getting some cast. They might be starting to get their casting, start doing the casting process. There was also another rumor. Again, it's just a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. That we may see the cast revealed at Comic-Con, I think it said. Some big con in the summer. Comic-Con, fucking D23 or some other cinema convention, something. We may get a cast reveal sometime in the summer for this. But just know, again, it is rumors. But the most exciting thing is, of course, just to know that things are starting to move forward on this movie. We're getting our last little walkthrough of the script. We're getting some casting rumors. We already know there's the big fan theory that Sadie Sink might be playing Jean in Spider-Man Brand New Day. We'll have to find out when the movie actually comes out. But yeah, so this X-Men movie is really coming out. And I gotta say, I think Marvel knows they gotta get this X-Men movie right. clearly Kevin Feige has a bit of a soft spot, has a connection for the X-Men characters and the movies. I talked about it before. If you don't know, Feige actually got his start as a producer on that first X-Men movie in the 2000s. So he does hold a special place, I feel, for the X-Men characters and for these movies. I think that's why he's giving the cast members of those original movies a special spotlight, a special send-off, their last hurrah for Doomsday and potentially Secret Wars when we get there. Bringing Hugh Jackman back. We got James Marsden, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, Rebecca Romijn. All of them are coming back. So yeah, I think they know that they got to get this movie right. Everything post Infinity Saga, the Multiverse Saga has been a goddamn multi-mess. It's been very up and down. Some highs, some lows, some hits, some misses. Definitely has not been as strong as it was in its heyday. And I even mentioned it as somebody who's been a long time Marvel fan. They're gonna have to do a lot to get me to buy in another phase of the MCU, because this phase has been rough. It's been very rough. It's been very unfocused. But for me personally, they do have the cheat code. Huge X-Men fan, massive X-Men fan. So if the future of the MCU revolves around the X-Men, I'll sip for it. I'll be all in for it. But yeah, I think they got a lot that they know that they have to prove, and they have to get this right. So just know, very early, we might get our first reports of anything possibly over the summer. For any, are they scheduled to? I don't know if they're. I don't know if they are. I don't know if they have it. I don't know if they're lined up to arrive at Comic-Con this year. It's still very early, so no surprise. But it is April, so we are getting there. They did skip last year. So they might be there this year. Especially with Doomsday dropping in the summer, because Doomsday will drop in the winter. When is Comic-Con? Comic-Con is in like May, right? It's us. It's pretty goddamn soon. Actually, yeah, it's July. It's July, mid-July. So Spider-Man won't even be out by then. So I could see them being at Comic-Con this year. They couldn't be at there last year because they didn't have anything to fucking show for last year. Because it was all because they spent the previous year hyping up everything, Thunderbolts, Captain America, and Fantastic Four. So they really didn't have anything to show last year, so that's why they skipped it. This year's different though. Like I said, Spider-Man will be on the cusp of releasing by the time Comic-Con goes down. Avengers Doomsday will be dropping in the winter. That's probably going to be the biggest thing. And then what else do they got? Then they got all the shows and shit. So we probably are going to get a heavy Marvel presence at Comic-Con, and then of course D23 as well. But anyway, yeah. So that's the X-Men. That's the X-Men stuff. So we might get some news about shit in the summer, late in the summer. So we will have to see. Anyway, oh shit. Did I? Motherfucker, hold on. Bruh. There we go. God damn. All right, so that is it for our news stories. Now let's go ahead and go on and get into some trailers. I got quite a bit here. I think I got 10 trailers. Very exciting ones too. Some I did manage to avoid. So we got some older ones. I hate it when I do these and then literally like the same week this shit comes out, some big fucking trailer drop. So I think like after my last news drop, I think like a couple days later, fucking Supergirl dropped. Backrooms dropped the official trailer. Masters of the Universe came out, so they're all here. I'm just mad that they came out literally days after I fucking did my news drops. So all right, so here we are. We got 10 trailers here, so we're gonna go ahead and check them out. Starting with Animal House, directed by Andy Serkis. So let's go ahead and watch that there.
Many seasons ago, we all dreamed that one day animals would be free.
We are going on vacation.
What does that say?
It says, Laughter House.
That sounds awesome. I love to laugh.
It's a slaughterhouse.
We're all gonna die!
Blue sky.
We did it! Animals run the farm!
I see.
All animals are equal.
What could possibly go wrong?
Everything.
Our experiment is working.
All of us together.
It's time to farm again.
Never saw the sun shining so bright.
Is milk ain't gonna drink itself?
It's supposed to be shared.
Noticing the days hurrying by.
There is no
When
supposed to
you're in
anymore.
love, my how they
This is
fly.
less than yesterday.
Or more than tomorrow. Depends on how you look at it. Move along, sheep.
Blue skies smiling at
This is
me.
all wrong. Can't you see what's happening?
Nothing but blue skies.
Our dream was becoming a nightmare.
It's our farm. Our home.
So what do?
We rebel. And we start right now.
All animals are equal.
I have to fix all of this.
Some are more equal than others.
Blue birds singing a song. Nothing but blue skies.
Did we plan this? No, this was not part of the plan.
From now on.
A cautionary tale.
People in there. A lot of people
In theaters May 1st.
Now, I think like most people, I watched this, and I read this in high school. I think there is a little live action movie before this, but like most people probably, I read this book in high school. I don't remember a damn thing from it. But I forgot you can't do descriptions up here no more. I feel like it was a little bit more darker. I could be mistaken. This seemed like they're going to more of like a lighthearted, family-friendly kind of thing. It is rated PG. So yeah, that's why they're going over a lot of things. I remember this book being a little bit more serious and a little bit more dark, but I could be mistaken. Like I said, it's been damn near 20 fucking years since I read this book. Yeah, hell of a cast though. Seth Rogen, Gaten Matarazzo, Steve Buscemi, Glenn Close, Laverne Cox, Kieran Culkin, Woody Harrelson, Jim Parsons, Andy Serkis, Kathleen Turner, and Iman Vellani. That's a hell of a cast in this motherfucker though. But yeah, I remember it being a little darker. I feel like they're going a little more light-hearted family kind of thing here. But I don't know. Okay, judging from the comments, it does seem like that. Okay, yeah. It seems like it seems like that is. Looking at the comments, it seems like that is indeed. Everybody's kind of feeling the same way. Like I said, it's been a long time since I read this book, but I do remember it being a little bit more darker, a little bit more serious. And I was even watching like it seemed like they're going a little bit more lighthearted. I thought a turn was coming because it started that way. But like right around here, I was like, okay, maybe they are going that way.
This is less than
Felt like a
yesterday.
turn
Or
was
more than
coming.
tomorrow. Depends on how you look at it. Move along, sheep.
But it still seems like it's going to be a little bit more lighthearted, family-friendly thing. So, you know, there you have it. We'll see how people feel about this when it comes out. All right, next up, we've got Exit 8, the final trailer. This is that movie that's based off of a video game, of an indie game.
Exit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3,
一体ここはどこなんですかね。
4,
も
5,
しかして
6,
私たちってもう死んでる。
7.
そっちの方が地獄みたいで。
It's in theaters right now, so if you're interested, you can go see it. I've seen the reviews. The reviews are pretty good. The reviews are pretty damn good. So if you're interested, go ahead and check it out. Based on the global hit video game by the same name, that's what eponymous means. A man trapped in an endless, sterile subway passageway sets to find exit 8. The rules of the quest are simple. Do not overlook anything out of the ordinary. If you discover an anomaly, turn back immediately. If you don't, carry on. Then leave from exit 8. But even a single oversight will send him back to the beginning. Will he ever reach his goal and escape this infinite corridor? Yeah, so there you go. Next up, we've got a little Mortal Kombat trailer. It's just a little tickets on sale, but another first look nonetheless.
It's showtime.
Mortal Kombat 2. Get tickets now. Damn.
I always hate this fucking pre-trailer trailer thing. You got 4K, that's crazy.
Billion people on this planet. And Mortal Kombat is upon us.
If we lose one more time, the Earth is gone.
Johnny Cage. This is a war to the fate of your world.
I hope your ancestors are watching.
Now would be a good time to use those powers, mate! You wanna know my power? I am Johnny Cage. Ah, whip. Get over here!
Damn.
Remember, if you fell, the Earth falls with you. Uno mas, thanks, Ed.
Oh, Ed Boon.
Sub-Zero.
Was that the nigga from the first one?
With you. Uno mas, thanks, Ed.
I'm not just talking about what the fuck happened to dude. And him right here with the fucking armor.
Sub-Zero. I am reborn.
Mortal Kombat 2, rated R. Get tickets now. Experience it in IMAX.
I just noticed we have a we're gonna have a very interesting little battle by the end of the year. Which movie's gonna be better? Which movie's gonna make them more money? Because we got Mortal Kombat 2 and we got Street Fighter releasing in the same year. I just noticed that shit. This still is really good. I will say I'm still a little disappointed The Miz was not cast as Johnny Cage. But I understand, because like I said, it seems like Johnny Cage is going to be like the center of this movie. So I understand going with, no disrespect to Mike Mazan, and a real actor to be, more experienced, more serious, more focused actor to play Johnny Cage in this one. If he was going to be just like another side character, kind of brought in just to kind of be another part of the group, then yeah, I would be like, yeah, get the Miz. But I get it. But yeah, this still looks pretty good. The other one was all right, but I'm still looking forward to this one. I don't want to say too much now because we've seen more of this than we have of Street Fighter. So I don't want to say too much as of right now, but this is in the lead between the two. So we'll see. When does that come out? What's the release date for this? This doesn't come out till October. Movie trailer sources. I don't think so. A month ago. Did I miss some? I didn't miss some.
We wanted to officially invite you.
You accept the fight?
Yeah.
All of us, we're going to do our best to honor the characters and to bring them to life in the best way they've ever been brought. Ever.
制作している監督はじめ、みんなそのストリートファイター大
Not a trailer. It's it's a production reel.
好きで、自分たちと同じようなファンでいてくれてるっていう子がすごく安心材料の一個で。
We're all big Street Fighter fans.
I played it on my PS4, my PS5.
I was obsessed with Street Fighter.
I just hit the button so fast and then see what happens.
50 Cent was a button masher, confirmed.
すごく難しいことをすごくスマートに達成してくれてると思ってます。自分が知ってるストリートファイターはこれだ。
Nakayama knows Street Fighter better than anyone.
Here's the guy who brought us a modern Street Fighter, and he wants to play. Good luck. But it's definitely no fair. He knows things. It's okay.
Yeah, one more.
So yeah, it was just a little production thing. It wasn't an actual trailer. All right, that little detour aside, let's move on. Michael, the final trailer.
All these songs in my head. Just gotta get them out. I'm just getting started.
I think this drops this weekend.
There's no one like you.
This is what I was put on earth to do. I knew you were different the moment you were born. You let your light shine into the world. You are the greatest of all time.
Still looks good. Still looks good. I do plan. I do go. I think my sister wanted to see it for her birthday, so we'll probably go and go see that sometime. Up next, The Invite from 824.
Hi, come in. Nice to see you. We are so happy you're here.
Are we expecting people? Can we put curtains on this window? I don't like how they can see into our apartment.
That's what
this shirt. It's nice. It looks really good on you.
Well, you could tell me that once in a while.
Take them off? I don't give a fuck if you take your shoes off.
For me, no gluten, no dairy, no meat, no sugar. Oh, no.
There's something I've been wanting to talk to you about.
We also have something we wanted to talk to you about. We feel a very strong connection with you guys.
Yeah, Seth Rogen,
so
Olivia Wilde,
nice. Thank
Penelope
you.
Cruz, Edward Norton.
Oh, say thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Very flattering.
This
is amazing. Take it all back. We should invite more people.
It's the best night of my life. It's like a little game we have.
They're fucking with us.
We really just wanted to see the apartment.
Why do I feel like everyone knows something except for me? Just to be clear. You, her, and me.
Yes.
Me too.
Yes, also you.
The fuck, they got invited to an orgy? What the fuck's going on here? Maybe. I don't fucking know. Yeah, ain't nothing else written there. Very small. I don't know. I gotta see more. Intrigued, but not interested. All right, up next, Masters of the Universe. The trailer, another trailer I had to avoid watching for days, but here we go. First watch. Why ain't no trailers doing fucking 4K trailers?
I know most of you don't remember me, but I know all of you. Even though I was stuck light years away on Earth, I never stopped trying to get back home.
Everything changed since you left.
It's all gone. Skeletor took my family. And he destroyed our world.
It's all my fault. I know how it feels to fail. Take the sword. And when you fall, that's your chance to stand tall.
This is my home. I'm gonna fight for it. But I can't do it without you.
Somebody wants to brawl.
I need every man, woman, or whatever that is.
You may have the power, but you're too scared to use it.
Trust me, I know how to use it.
You tell everyone that you're from another planet. It just makes you sound a little very crazy.
June 5th. Looks pretty good. Like, production-wise, like the costumes, the fucking settings, all that looks good. The action looks pretty decent.
It's all my fault.
I will say right off rip. I will say right off rip. The problem, I don't know if it will be universal, but the problem I will have for is they need to find the balance. Like He-Man was before my time, but He-Man, for me, as a person who didn't grow up with it, but knew it in the zeitgeist, He-Man was always kind of I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. I don't want to say corny. Corny is not the word I'm looking for. It's a little more lighthearted. It's a little more kooky, I guess you could say. So I feel like they got to find the balance between that, but also not making it too fucking gritty and serious and too campy. Campy, that's the word I'm looking for. They got to find the difference between it not being too campy, but it also not being too fucking serious. But also, again, I grew up without this, so I'm not sure it has it. But I would guess it being a fucking cartoon based off of a fucking toy line or having a toy line. It also needs to have it needs to also have some heart. I think that's the whole thing that's gonna really sell this movie. It needs to have a lot of heart and kind of find that balance. It reminds me of like Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I mean? If you just read and see Guardians of the Galaxy on paper, a fucking spaceman from the 80s is teamed up with 2 green aliens, a talking raccoon, and a tree. And eventually he joins up with the fucking 2 blue aliens, one that's half robot, one that has a fin on his head, and one with like little fucking tentacle empaths. Like, you look at it on paper, it's fucking ridiculous. And it's like so easy for it to like fall into a role of it just being too fucking, you know, a little too fucking campy or a little too corny, a little too ridiculous that it ruins the buy-in. But the thing that makes it work, or like the live action One Piece. You know, a fucking rubber man teams up with a guy who has 3 swords, one he holds in his mouth, a fucking chef who kicks and has a swirly eyebrow, and a sniper who uses a damn slingshot and a man reindeer. You know what I mean? But the shit that makes it work is you have to buy into it, and you have to remember that the heart and the wonder is really at the core of it. And if you make that believable, and the people involved in it also buy into it, it makes us as the viewer also buy into it without it being too much of one way. You know what I mean? So I think that's the initial thing I'm seeing on this movie. I will say off, this nigga look like the Juggernaut from the fucking X-Men 3. I will say off rip,
whatever that is,
I wish there was more color. For the whole, like I said, for the whole like thing of it being making a little too serious, I wish there's more color here. Like, it's there, like this nigga's a little colorful. I see some little green here, but it's all very muted. There's one location that they involved in here where it looks pretty cool, but it's like a lot of the leaves and shit. So I will say, I wish there was more color involved. A little bit more colorful. It's a lot of just, and the color it does have is pretty fucking muted. But this is just me basing it off of just like my first look at things.
But you're too scared to use it.
Like I said, costumes look good, the effects look good, the action look like it's gonna be pretty goddamn good. Like this fucking thing here, this fight looks pretty fucking dope. Yeah, I wish there was more color. So like this location, this has a lot of color, but it's based off the location. I would like a little bit more in terms of like the costumes and the sets and all that shit.
Very crazy.
But we'll keep an eye on this. We'll keep an eye on any other trailers. We'll keep a look on this, and of course, we'll see how it goes. Let me see what the people saying. That's another thing. This also has another big thing too. Another big weird thing it has to get over. It has to get over the meme this shit has become over the internet. Because legitimately, that was the first thing I thought of, was the fucking Skeletor meme. That nigga running away. It has to get over that. And then for a motherfucker like me, a lot of, Robot Chicken also spoofed this shit a lot, so that shit's gonna be on my mind. The classic video of, the song, the hey, yeah, that they gotta go over that. It has a lot that's gonna have to go over in terms of that. But like I said, the effects look good, the fights look nice. I wish there's a little bit more color. I'm interested to see if it's able to find that balance of things. So again, same thing as the last movie, as the Invite. Intrigued, but I don't know if I'd say I'm interested just yet. Next up, I don't know what this is, some Netflix movie.
Alright, yeah, we're gonna watch the trailer for my new movie Swap, only on Netflix. I feel like it. We hope you like it.
Okay, that was cute. And Michael B. Jordan. So this movie's already, I had no expectations, but now I'm kind of a little bit more interested because I know Michael B. Jordan was in this bitch. let me turn the volume back up.
Hi, my name is Ollie, and this is just a regular day for me. Saying that the creatures of this valley don't get along is a bit of an understatement.
Hey!
Big dumb sack of feathers, come and get me, huh? Oh. Come on!
I ain't gonna lie, off rip. Michael B. Jordan has this like, kind of like deep, like, he has a little bit of a deep rumble in his voice. Makes it really hard to buy into some small, cute little animal like this.
Ah! Watch it!
Whoa! Whoa!
Watch out!
Ah! This isn't my body! Get these feathers off of me!
Ah! Where are my beautiful feathers? Where are my beautiful wings?
I'm stuck in here! Somebody help!
What did you do?
Oh, it's Freaky Friday.
You nutcake!
We need to switch bodies again. Wrong body!
Ah!
Sounds fun!
We have to find another
Tracy
one of those
Morgan?
pods.
I've seen them by the Great Waterfall. Let's go.
Come on, hurry!
Okay, fits for the bird a
What am I
lot
supposed to
better.
do, huh? I'm supposed to just raise my wings and all that. Oh!
Ouch.
Thanks to you, I'm even further away from getting home.
Oh, please, I'm short, hairy, and pretty much everything in the valley wants to eat me.
I think we could take him.
Are you nuts?
We're gonna die!
Trust me, Ollie! Flap, Ollie! Flap!
The creatures of the valley need our help. Never trust any other creature. We're stronger together.
Sorry, Buster, but from now on, I am your ride or die.
Somebody's
Don't
art.
worry,
I like
I'm
the
gonna
little.
distract them.
I like how the animals have like it's like the animals and the nature are like
How are you
kind
gonna
of
distract
blended
the wolves?
together.
I'm gonna be their lunch.
I called dibs on the head.
Left this way first. So you know, so this is a nice little movie to watch with the kids. So you know, there you go. Swapped is a buddy comedy about a small woodland creature voiced by Academy Award winner Michael B. Jordan and a majestic bird voiced by Juno Temple. When two naturally sworn enemies of the valley suddenly swap bodies, they must team up while walking in each other's feathers and fur to survive the wildest adventure of their lives. Also stars Tracy Morgan, Cedric the Entertainer, Justina Machado, and debuts May 1st on Netflix. Comments are turned off for some reason. I guess because it's the family thing. The Netflix family thing. Because a lot of comments be turned off for like shit that's geared towards kids. Which makes sense. All right, Backrooms is next. This is another trailer that dropped right after the news dropped that I had to avoid watching for days. We watched a little teaser trailer. It wasn't really much there. But now we have the official trailer.
I found something.
This is that movie that's based off a fucking, I think a Reddit post. So, yeah.
In the store.
Okay. What did you find?
The place. I found a place.
Hello? Anyone there?
Look, I know how this sounds, but you gotta understand, it's massive in there.
I'm not saying I don't believe you.
Okay, I'm gonna come back here with proof.
All right, you feel me? Yeah.
Follow my lead.
Clark, what is this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I've been there every night since I found the place, and I still barely scratched the surface. All right, just take it slow.
Oh my God.
Pull me up, pull me up, pull me up!
What do you see?
All these rooms. This place builds them. It's like a maze. It just goes on and on. Sometimes I'm scared I'll get lost.
Clark, can you hear me?
What is this?
It's beautiful. Am I right?
Hello?
Oh shit, it's the fucking Blair Witch Project all over again. Written by Will Sooks, based on the series by Kane Parsons. I'm gonna have to look into this backstory a little bit more. I feel like exactly a film by Kane Parsons starring Chitwell Ejiofor, Renate Renisiv, Mark Duslap, Finn Bennett, and Keita Maxwell. I'm not tripping. This is based on like a fucking Reddit thing, right? 4chan, that's what it is. Remember, all this originated from one 4chan image with a string of text. Now it's a movie. That's what it is. I can't remember. I know it was based off some internet fucking thing. I just can never remember what the fuck it is. I'm gonna actually have to look into the backstory of this. Which, by the way, poor representation of a black man. Nigga would go in there once, maybe twice, and then never go in that bitch again. Cause I'm telling you, I'm sometimes worried I get lost. Nigga, I worry about that the first time I wind up in there. And if I ever get free, I'll be like, all right, I ain't doing that shit again. All right. Next up, The Devil Wears Prada 2. Millennial nostalgia back in full effect.
So I used to have your job. Got to go to Paris Fashion Week. Wore a bunch of pieces from the Chanel collection that year.
You still have all of it?
No, I gave it away.
What? Would have been a bit much for a newsroom. This is you.
Oh.
Who gives away Chanel?
I'm feeling fab, I'm feeling free, I feel exceptional.
You are here to help us through our current scandal.
Click, 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 everywhere.
But I did not hire you, and all I need to do is bide my time until you fail. Won't you take the train, dear?
Might show up late, might be on time. Just wait, I'm coming.
I'm going to make something of this job.
You could write a book. The definitive Miranda Priestley expose. May the bridges I burn light my way. Wait. Hope that's not what you're wearing to the dinner. That's all.
Fendi, we need that. The Brunello Cucinelli pants, love those. And you definitely need an embroidered two-piece totem set, but not the terracotta because you're so pale.
My neck is hot. Oh my God, just hide a feeling for once, please. I just love my job.
Monday through Sunday, I get to the dance floor into a runway. Born for the runway.
May 1st, so there you go. Not for me, but you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are very excited for this. Almost 20 years after making their iconic turn as Miranda, Andy, Emily, and Nigel, Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci returned to the fashionable streets of New York City and the sleek offices of Runway magazine in the eagerly anticipated sequel to the 2006 phenomenon that defined a generation. The film reunites the original main cast with director David Frankel and writer Elaine Brosh McKenna, and introduces an all-new runway of characters including Kenneth Branagh, Simone Ashley, Justin Theroux, Lucy Liu, Patrick Bramall, Caleb Heron, Helen J. Shin, Pauline Chamilet, BJ Novak, and Conrad Ricamora. Tracy Thomas and Tibor Philman also reprised their role as Lillian Irv from the first film. So there you go, Devil Wears Prada 2. If you are interested, it's coming up this summer. All right. Next up, we've got Supergirl. I think this is our last one.
Hey,
the official
I
trailer
was just
of
touching base
Supergirl.
to see when you think you might be coming back. You know, I'm just worried that you're not going to find your stride here if you keep going off-world all the time, Kara. I'm worried you're not going to find your people.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Clark. I have no people.
Well,
famous wherever you are, buddy. Crypto and I at least had each other. Honestly, I thought we were lucky. But luck, almost by definition, runs out. What can I do?
The Brickens carry the antidote on that person. He has 3 days.
You cannot give up on me.
Okay, so we got our motivation.
It's the crime of the Yellow Hills. Who murdered my innocent family.
Just do what I say. And don't die. This does not look like this is gonna end well for you guys.
Stop. You're hurting my head.
The main man.
Revenge. It won't take your pain away.
Your eyes are beautiful when you cry. A lot of pain, huh? A lot of suffering.
There's no home without you, buddy.
Aren't you the ditz from that dive bar?
Funny. That's what I've been calling you.
Touche.
First of all, James Gunn, you're cheating. James Gunn, you're not playing fair. So like I said, one of the things, like I said, this movie was gonna have to go because like Superman is fucking Superman. He's gonna sell. He's gonna know. He's gonna get people to go in. It's easy. He's fucking Superman. Supergirl is a whole nother story. She's not as well known as Superman. And, a lot of people don't know it. They're gonna know it as they're gonna immediately kind of attach her to Superman. So my whole thing was like, this is gonna be a big proving period because now can Supergirl have the same, not the same success, but can it succeed coming off of literally coming between Superman? Because it's gonna be between the first one and the second one. So can it kind of carve out its own lane and make a name for itself without the big heroes? He fucking cheated because he made the main fucking goal and the main fucking story be the fact that fucking crypto is fucking poison, which is immediately going to get people to fucking cheer for her to succeed because people have a fucking soft spot for pets and dogs and shit. But he cheated because he put crypto in the first Superman movie. So not only are we going to feel sympathy because her dog is poisoned, if we're going to feel sympathy because it's crypto, who we got to know in the previous fucking movie and had a pretty big fucking role in that one too. James Gunn, you fucking, I see what you're doing, nigga. You're fucking genius. You're cheating. Don't really say too much about when an unexpected ally and ruthless adversary strikes too close to home, Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl, reluctantly joins forces with an unlikely companion on an epic interstellar journey of vengeance and justice. So I ain't gonna lie, it seems like we're gonna get a fairly simple baseline, very familiar story here. Vengeance is bad. Revenge is bad. You know what I mean? that's kind of gonna be the core of what this movie is gonna be. Revenge is bad. We're going out to save crypto. We're gonna meet this little girl who's looking for revenge against the people who did it. We're gonna try to get revenge on them too. And then the whole thing is just gonna be her sort of learning to, trust and find love in people. Finding a home also seems to be like the big driving point of this movie too. Her finding her place, finding people. So a fairly simple run-of-the-mill baseline kind of, you know, through line happening in this movie. So we'll see if they're able to make it work, and we see if they can do it. Granted, James Gunn has not really had a sticker. Well, I say that, but I remember James Gunn isn't directing this either, so that's also an uphill battle. It's got to go over too. James Gunn is not directing this one. So yeah, who is directing, by the way? Craig Gillespie. I don't know who the fuck that is. Hopefully I don't get a fucking hopefully I don't get a damn copyright strike from that damn music. Let's see. He's done Cruella, I, Tonya, Dumb Money. There was a fucking Cruella 2. Finest Hour. So I'm very unfamiliar with this work. I've heard good things about I, Tonya. But yeah, very, very unfamiliar with this work. So this is probably the biggest thing he's done. Actually, I ain't even gonna say probably. I'd say for sure is the biggest thing he's done. But all right, that is it for our trailers. Oh, he's produced those. He's done a lot of TV. Yeah, Cruella, Icon. So he did write those. Yeah, Finest Hour, Fright Night. He's done a lot of TV. He's done some music videos. He does have I, Tonya, and Cruella, which is like, you know, the biggest movies he's done. All 7, so you know they aren't bad in the least. But he doesn't have a lot of experience doing it. So this is definitely the biggest thing he's done in terms of directing. So hey, good for him. He's doing this. This is the movie based off the fucking yeah, Dumb Money. That is what it's called. Oh, he's a producer. He's producing it. Oh, he's directing it too. That's the movie about the GameStop stock market bros thing. But yeah, so that is it for this episode of News Drop. Thank you all very much. I very much appreciate it. Let me know some things down in the comments. Are you excited for Supergirl? Any other trailer we watched that you're excited for? What do you think about an Extraction 3, a Ride Along 3, Scream 8, Brad Bird's Ray Gun? You know, let me know down in the comments below what you think about anything we talked about in the news section here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can be in the know, because we got TV dropping in the middle of the week on Wednesday, and then our gaming news is going to drop on a Friday. Feel free to check out all the other news drops from early in the year, last year, whatever. We got some other stuff: RoboCop, Dragon Age 2, my Oscars watch that dominated the channel at the start of the year as we got ready for the Oscars. Feel free to check out all that stuff. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching again. I very much appreciate it. Always, of course, everybody, ignore my little alfalfa I got going on right now. But of course, until then, everybody, always remember to stay watching, stay playing, stay awesome, and of course, most importantly, to stay safe out there. Until next time, everybody, I will speak to you all later. Goodbye.